Our aim was to create a figure that exudes the female form, including an amazing hourglass figure, ideal body curves, and proportional balance. Wow, science has gone really far now, hasn't it? Hello and welcome to another episode of That Man and His Merch. Today we are looking at Flag Diamond Ship Nami One Piece. Yeah, this is a new line of female figures that's running alongside the glitter and glamorous ones. I will be looking at some of these in the near future and seeing what we're kind of gonna get out of them. The first one that I managed to pick up, the first one I managed to actually find was Nami. I believe I do have Robin on order, so we will be getting to her eventually. But first up, we've got the one that nearly always comes first in a new One Piece line, and that is the Nami figure. And honestly, I thought that one looked quite interesting in that it's been a while since I've bought a Nami figure, and I kind of thought it's time to do it again. Yes, so let's have a look at Flag Diamond Ship. To be honest, I don't see any flags, I don't see any diamonds, I don't see any ships. It's all a lie. Oh well, let's unbox her. Just one moment, please. And there we have her. Honestly, it's quite a nice little figure here. Quality is kind of on the same amount that we normally get from Ban Presto. There's paint blotches all over the place on this one, unfortunately, and it doesn't really ruin it because when you kind of display it, but when you look at it closely you will start seeing them. I will show you them in a moment. So first things first, what we want to look at is the design. The design is pretty well done. I quite like the unique pose that she's pulling, the kind of holding her shoe and looking like she's been out on a night in the town or something like that. The pirate hat is a little bit weird, but let's be fair, the other characters in the same series have a similar design. She's got a very, very almost impossibly thin, as the One Piece style, stature. It's kind of trying to keep in line with the One Piece female design. I know that there's been a lot of issues with the females design over the years. Let's face it, they're designed to look sexy, and I'm not going to fault them for that. It's a nice looking figure. Short shorts, you can see her underwear underneath. She's got some jewellery and stuff like that, and a tiny thing. Now the first thing you'll notice is that whenever I put my finger on here, she kind of wobbles because, let's face it, she's on one foot, and the base, as you can see, there's something else. Yes. So what have they put in with it as well? The bane of all collectors. I hate these so much. So let's have a look. You can put it on there and she clips in. Honestly, it doesn't look too bad, but personally I'm going to kind of, for the amount of wobble that I'm going to get, she's going to be displayed on a secure case anyway, so I'm not going to complain about it. Snap. Oops. It hasn't broken anything, don't worry. So yeah, let's have a quick closer look at her. The face is quite nice. The hair is more or less block colours. You kind of can see a little bit of texture on it, which is pretty nice. The hat has been really nicely styled. I'm really impressed with that, especially the way the feathers have been done. Moving down, of course, she has a tiny swimsuit on, as is standard for Nami. She's got her log pose. Her tattoo's been put on pretty fine. And as you can see as we go on, she's got tiny shorts. And let's face it, ass. Shoes, standard Nami ones, they've kind of went with it. To be honest, there is a lot of standard Nami stuff, and the pose is quite a nice pose. Honestly, this is actually one of the nicer Nami figures I've actually purchased over the years. The only thing that's kind of bothering us a little bit is how tiny her head seems compared to the rest of her body. I don't know if it's supposed to be proportion or what, but it's a little bit it's a little bit annoying. Now, as you can probably see, we've got a few paint marks. Oh, that actually rubbed straight off. So some of the paint marks will rub off quite easily. You've got under her hands, I don't know if you can really see there. She's got some blemishes along there. She's got some blemishes up here. And it's just kind of a little bit here and there. And there's a weird sculpt line coming from her bum all the way down here. So yeah, that's not great. But apart from that, the details are quite nice for a prize figure. It's a nice looking figure. If the end of the day, if you're not a fan of sexy female figures and the sexy one-piece female figures, you probably haven't even bothered clicking on this video. But to me, this is actually one of the nicer Namis I've picked up, and honestly, I'm thinking the Ban Presto with these are kind of starting to rival the POP line. I haven't purchased a POP in quite some time, but I can't see that changing in the near future. To me, this is quite a nice one. It's got a nice little pose, and she's going to look nice stood on the shelf with everything else. Well, that's about it. That's all I can see on this one. Thanks for coming, and thanks again. Goodbye.